All right. Well, it looks like 20 meters is already starting to die on us. So I think we'll probably try 40 meters. I think FT8 has been around for a while and experienced by a lot of people. So I am under no delusions that this is something that is earth shattering information for you guys. It's new to me, and I thought it might be interesting to some of you that have not done FT8 and don't know what it's all about. I was really impressed with it. On the surface, I really didn't think of it being anything of any great importance. And I started playing around with it and was quite surprised how fun it is. It's much like the texting was when on telephones whenever that first came out, where you can multitask. You can do other things while you're doing something else, and communicating something fun. So we've just switched over to 40 meters. I think everything's switched over properly. Oh, this hasn't because it has to be done manually. So we'll see where I show up on the map here. I just created this channel yesterday. Saturday my ICOM IC-7300 came in, and my gosh, what a beautiful radio. Now I've only had about 4 ham radios in my lifetime. I started with ham radio when I was about 16 years old, so 4 radios in that many years is isn't many. So hopefully the screen is clear enough that you can see what's going on. I got a lot of information up on the screen. Probably best suited for a desktop, but it may work on a phone. I'm really surprised a lot of you folks out there don't have proper computers, as I call them. I got to have screens. Got to have a big screen. Got to have many of them, the way God intended. I'm trying to pull up the stream here on the YouTube, as you kids say, and just want to make sure that I'm pretty sure audio is going out, and pretty sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Well, YouTube on my phone is being a real pain in the ass. So I guess we'll just have to go with it's working. You know, it didn't dawn on me the transmitter on this thing may cause audio issues, since I'm in such close proximity to the transmitter. So we'll just have to wait and see. All right. Well, I see there is a couple of CQers out there. Now I've got this thing set so that it only is pulling up the information for the folks that I need for, I don't know, worked all states, DXCC, something along those lines. And I see I'm missing some information here that I don't think is going to populate on the screen that I'm transmitting, but I need it. There we go. Using WSJT-X version 222, and using the GridTracker from N0TTL. So you're seeing kind of a combination of those two programs. In the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see that I'm seeing the various bits of information that are coming in. And I learned shortly after doing this that the thing you want to do is you want to set up different transmit and receive frequencies. Although I've run across some operators that don't do that, or I don't think they're doing it, because after I have a conversation with them, my transmit and receive, as noted by these brackets, are right on top of each other, or pretty close. So anyway, I see a lot of activity over here, so I am going to set the receive frequency being here, and leave my transmit over here where it's kind of empty. Hopefully that'll make it easier for people to hear me. So let's try going for this guy into NLQ. And we're just waiting our turn. One of the things that you have to be very careful of with FT8 is that you have to have a very accurate clock. All right, so it's transmitting right now. Yeah, it's coming in through the mic. I can hear it. I mean, I can see it on the display. Yeah, I'll have to do some modifications for the RFI. So I apologize for that. It looks like it was fairly loud. Yeah, it actually looks like it's very loud. Didn't think about that. Of course, I don't usually have RF sources going while I'm doing audio like this. I've already ordered a bunch of toroid coils, mix 31 ferrite coils or loops to try to alleviate some of the RFI that I'm getting on the receive on the radio. Fortunately, FT8 is sensitive enough where it doesn't require really good signals, like if you're doing voice communication, which is good, but I'm a little disappointed that I can't talk to people with my new radio until I fix the RFI issue. See if I can drop down the RF a little bit, get rid of that noise that's coming in. Didn't realize I was at 100% power output. Maybe that will make a difference with half. Let's see. Well, so much for wishing. I do not see the magic word tune on my radio, so I'm going to take a moment here to tune up here on 40 meters and see if it makes a difference. All right, so it now says tune. Let's see if it does anything different. Actually, I think I'll just call CQ. So I'm just going to go down here and select this area, enable TX, transmit. And we can drop the power down a little bit more. It doesn't seem to be overly power sensitive. FT8 doesn't seem to be overly power sensitive. All right, dropped it down to 25% output power. see here in a second when it transmits what I'm putting out. Well, it's about 25 watts. This thing is calibrated really nice. I mean, I see the percentage on the RF out of the IC-7300. It seems to correspond to the actual power output, at least with the external meter that I'm using. And I don't know. I got the meter. It is a XX600. It's still coming a little bit on the audio. I got the Diamond SX600 from eBay, because God knows I wasn't going to pay $200 for that thing. And so it's a bit of an unknown about if it actually works properly or not. But it seems to show the power output properly. I mean, I'm expecting 100 watts out of this 7300, and that's what I see on the power setting whenever I go into CW and key the transmitter, or just press the transmit button. Yeah, I guess it's really more 30 watts that I'm seeing on the meter. I like digital stuff, but sometimes you just have to have analog meters. Like sometimes you need tube amplifiers for, the rich audio. I guess that could be said of audio and RF amplifiers, because there's quite a few times where the RF, when you're using an RF amplifier with tubes, it makes I remember getting better, stumbling over this, trying to say it accurately. I remember getting good reports with tube RF output, but I've gotten really good reports with transistors as well. So that wasn't the case when transistors originally came out, though. Oh, and I forgot, I didn't really notice this. I got the boom up for the mic, kind of in my way of seeing one of my monitors, but you can see over on the map here all these locations. Let's see if I can move this. All these locations are hearing me. They're hearing my signal, and you can see the signal level. It says 40 meters FT8 -6 dB. There's a really good one. +1. There's a -15. I'm gonna stop looking. They're just getting worse. -24. Oh my God. I think people have a hard time hearing you if it's -24. And you can see on the other map that somebody's talking to somebody, New York, or maybe that was the one I was calling before. Like I said, I'm new to this stuff, so I'm still learning it. God, I hope that's not too loud for you guys. Whether you're watching live or watching this later, I'm hoping to have some fairly good content here on my YouTube channel. I also ordered a IC. Don't hate me. I also ordered an IC-9700. I've been really interested in doing satellites for a long time, and actually back in probably the late 70s, early 80s. It had to have been later than that. Anyway, I had an ICOM 2710H mobile, and I believe it would you could transmit on both. You could transmit. It was full duplex, so you could transmit on one band and listen on the other, which was perfect for satellite stuff. I mean, if you didn't mind turning knobs, because he had to chase the Doppler shift manually with those. But just using the 2710H, which I'm probably getting the model number wrong, and the quarter wave dual band antenna on top of my Jeep. Oh, I know it wasn't the 80s because I had it on my Jeep, and my Jeep is a 98, so it was closer to 2000. Jeez, got the dates way off. Anyway, so this is the funny bit. It did work. I was really excited to talk through talk through a satellite. Which one I don't recall. And I was talking to a friend of mine on that was on that I knew from the local repeater, and he was a few miles away, and I was talking to him through the satellite. So it really wasn't a getting the distance thing as much as it was just having the fun of having a conversation on the satellite, just doing it, you know. So so the watchdog timer expired, and nobody has come back to me. So I'm re-enabling the transmit. I think the watchdog timer is set for 5 minutes. Sure. I don't know if I've been operating poorly, and that's the reason why people don't want to come back to me. I know the antenna could use some work, but as you can see, I'm hitting a lot of receivers. These are other hams that are set up that can all hear me. I don't know if they're necessarily sitting in front of the radio. They may not need the Houston, Texas area, the Harris County. That's a very heavily populated area, and there's lots of hams. So they may, my call may not even be showing up depending on how they have their software set. I think we'll go back to finding somebody to call. There's several people calling CQ. Now I've noticed that using the GridTracker in a window that you can't see, calls will come up when somebody's calling CQ. The call will come up, and it gives a lot of information about. Actually, I think I can drag it over to on top of this other screen. So it shows you lots of information about the people calling CQ, but what it often doesn't do, it doesn't, well, ever, not often, it never shows you if they're calling for DX or maybe a region or a specific area in the United States that they're needing for worked all states or DXCC or whatever the hell. So I've kind of learned to try to look over here in this area and see where the CQ is. And it would be nice if the author of the GridTracker software actually would include that in the information here. So let's try calling N7TND. And the cool thing with the GridTracker is I just have to double click that line, and it will automatically start calling him, which you can see there on the screen that has started. And I don't think, nope, he's just got CQ N7TND DM26 on his line that he's the line of text that he's sending out on FT8. So he should be open for a conversation here. I'd like to at least get one QSO here so you can see how the FT8 back and forth works. I need to get a little camera set up here so you can have a look at the screen on the IC-7300, just kind of get a overall picture of how this stuff works. Not necessary. I mean, I'm not looking at it. I just look at the information that's up here on my computer screen. But my gosh, it sure is nice to be looking at the IC-7300. What a beautiful radio. My radio, HF radio that I have, HF, VHF, UHF radio that I currently have both in my Jeep and here on my desk is an IC-706 Mark II Mod G. And it's a great little radio. I especially like having the control head to be separated from the main body of the radio. And so it takes up very little desk space. But it's an old radio. I mean, it's a really old radio. And I got it used, and I just had started playing with FT8 on the 706, and I said, man, this is great. I can do this even with all the RFI noise problems I'm having. It works great. So it kind of got me rejuvenated in the amateur radio hobby, and now I'm kind of going whole hog. But it does mean I'm gonna have to do some work. I'm gonna have to figure out what's causing all the noise. I hope it's something that is here in the house, but I have a sneaking suspicion that it's not. It's probably going to be power line noise. It could even be one of these lights on the street in the neighborhood. You don't know. But that's it's not anything I'm going to have to fix. I know somebody will fix it because they have to by FCC regulations. But it's going to take them a long time to fix it, and there's no guarantee it won't come back again, and then having to wait a long time. Now you can see in the map in the upper right hand corner that I'm trying to call the guy, and is he talking to somebody else? No. So we'll end the call after this next call. But if you look at that map upper right hand corner, you see where I am, the little orange box down in Texas, and I'm calling the guy. What was his call? N7TND. And you can see where that is. What is it? Arizona? Or I don't know my maps very well. I can probably spell the state, even if I can't identify it on a map. It's like identifying countries in Europe. What difference does it make? It's not in America. So that's not Texas. So what difference does it make? No, I'm just joking. I'll tell you this, though. The operation for FT8 using this much newer radio is a lot simpler, a lot smoother than it was on the 706. I have it set so it goes, the radio goes into split operation for the transmit and receive frequencies on FT8, and on the 706, if I changed bands, then it would try to tune up on the prior band on VFOB. So if I changed bands, I'd have to go into split, turn split off. Just for good measure, I'd make VFO A and B equal, and then I would do a tune-up, and then the WSJT-X software would set up the split properly. And no, you don't have to do split. You can fake it, which is basically it just changes the frequency of the radio between on the same VFO. But damn it, I got split on there. I'd like to at least use it once. It's the little things that mean so much. Let's see here. I got an email that I started a Facebook Live, and maybe this will be a way of me seeing it. YouTube wants me to log in before I can see videos. What kind of dang deal is that? I use proper passwords, and they're too long to remember. And I don't want to fiddle with looking it up right now. So let's see. I was heard 2 minutes ago, and negative 16 dB, which I don't think is too bad. Here's one 1 minute ago, negative 18. Oh, it looks like here's somebody locally. Is that local? Yeah. And negative 20. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, that's 20 miles. That's ground wave. So it's not using the ionosphere. Negative 16. Yeah. Well, I turned the power down. So there you go. I have so many wires here. I'm gonna have a lot of wires to try to fix. I guess the trick is going to be identifying the right wires to put the RFI blockers on. I don't think we're going to get anything out of this guy. Just one QSO. You know, I was doing 7-watt QSOs and 10-watt QSOs on the 706. I had seen on other YouTube videos about FT8 that I was watching to learn about it, that it's meant to be a low power digital mode. It doesn't require a lot of power, and you shouldn't use a lot of power. So I wasn't using a lot of power. Then I was talking to a buddy of mine. He says, no, 100 watts, man, pump it to it. So yeah, I know the standard thing is you should only use as much power as what you need, but damn it, need a lot of power. Let's see who else I got to choose from here that's calling CQ. Now the nice thing about this, you can see here the signal level that you're getting on them. Like this gentleman is a -9 dB. And of course, if you got something that rotates, you can actually rotate your beam to this heading, which is really cool. So this guy is pretty. This guy is louder. So let's try him. And of course, somebody comes back to me as soon as I start calling somebody else. So I'll just double click this one, and it may just be a single click. So I stopped calling CQ with the other guy, and I'm returning this guy's call. -25. God, no wonder he couldn't hear me. So I'm sending him a 0, so he's quite loud to me. And he sent me a -25. His signal's down a little bit now to me. Say -6. I really should read about this, so I have some idea. It's so much more fun just to do and play than it is to actually know what's going on. That's not really the ham way, is it? You're supposed to know exactly what you're doing. Yeah, I bet he doesn't hear me. -25, that's really low. Yeah, he keeps sending the same thing. I'm going to up the power a little bit, so I'm going to apologize ahead for the additional noise in the audio. All right, man, hang in there with me. Just one more try. I don't see him coming back. I think he gave up. Now you can tell I'm getting more power, right? You hear what this sounds like on YouTube. I hope it's not like ungodly loud. Bet you I can turn the audio off when it's transmitting. It worked. I can't talk while the audio's off, but at least you don't have to listen to that noise. Yeah, I think we lost him. All right, so we're going to turn the power back down. It's really funny. When I first started getting on FT8, I was getting a lot of contacts. And then it seemed that as I got more contacts, it was I wasn't getting as many contacts. So I think it really is not being heard. I think it is just they don't need your QSO for their award, or they're not interested in the grid that I'm in. As I said before, Harris County has a lot of hams, high population, a lot of hams. So getting EL29 is, I think, pretty simple, and something that people have probably done long ago. But you never know. There's new hams, and there's also new people coming into FT8 every day. Let's see if I can try this guy. Oh, he's local. Yeah, KC5TT says Fort Bend. So that's just the county next door to ours. That's pretty cool, seeing local people on the on FT8. So many bands, so many frequencies in ham radio. I find it kind of interesting and unusual, unless it's on, 2 meters or 440, 70 centimeters. You don't run across people generally on HF. Of course, that does not be the amount of operating time that I do. So I think we're looking pretty good. Well, let me see. Let me move this transmit frequency over here, and we'll put the receive frequency here on where it seems to be somewhat busy. And come on, just want to get one conversation in here. That guy from Fort Bend is he's pretty loud. He's a -1. Sorry, I'm not showing you what I'm looking at. So KC5TT, yeah, he same grid as I am, AEL29, and he's -3 now. Well, look at this guy. This guy's even louder. So let's give him a call and see if that's going to work. We're back down in the power. Oh, I was going to get rid of the audio for hearing transmit. I mean, if you look at the map, I'm still being heard, even with the lower power. So I don't know what the deal is. I mean, if these people or these stations are reporting the information with my call sign and everything else, audio must be set right, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to decode the digital signal that I'm sending. So maybe it's just happy thoughts. That's what I always tell people in IT. I fix their problem and then say, I'm going to tell you the secret of IT. The thing to know if you want to be a success with fixing your computer or any of that, there's a secret that you must know. When it comes to IT, you really, really, really have to believe. If you believe magic exists, then you can fix your own computer. It's pretty funny. You can see the people getting really excited, your customer, so to speak, getting really excited that they're getting ready to get the good info, the down low. And you tell them and they go, oh, that's pretty funny, but it sucks because you didn't tell me the secret. And of course, one of the good things about FT8, unless you're doing a YouTube stream, is it doesn't require 100% attention. So I can be doing other things. As long as you got more than one screen, you can do more than one thing. And just kind of glance up there. I was hoping to complete a QSO so you could see the entire process with logging, but I don't know. I'm hearing them. Other thing says the other screen says they're hearing me. Let's see. This guy's a negative. Oh, that's that same guy. I'm just gonna call the local guy. The hell with it. Nothing wrong with talking to local people, right? So we're calling KC5TT Kilowatt Charlie number 5 Tango Tango. Probably just down the street. He's got to be at least a couple of miles away. Let's see. I believe one of these things tells me how far he is. Where is that? I know I saw it someplace. It's amazing. It's amazing, this software that people have written. And that do things, so many things for you automatically. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm in Harris County, but just barely in Katy, Texas. And this gentleman is in Fort Bend County, but also in Katy, Texas. I mean, I'm sure it's not, well, looky there. He heard me. He's responding. And now the log pops up, and I'm going to press OK because there's really nothing else I got to do. Oh, I'm going to change this because I'm doing 25 watts. And yeah, made a log entry, and then I can now upload that to not QST, what is it? QRZ, QRZ.com. And that goes in my logbook, and I'm still new to Logbook of the World, but I think that gets updated as well. I do it manually every so often, but the QRZ.com log is where I've been putting all these calls, and I got QSOs. I got quite a few there. All right, well, this isn't a lot of activity. It can't be that much fun to watch, but it does give you an idea of what FT8 is all about. And I hope, like I said, you might want to keep an eye on this channel, because if you're interested in satellites, working satellites, I'm planning on doing some of that with the IC-9700 I have coming in. And it's going to be a learning experience from the standpoint of getting the antennas, getting the azimuth and elevation rotor. Still not sure if I'm going to be going with some homebrew kit or spending the big bucks and getting the Yaesu G5500. I'm not really interested in something that I've got to press buttons to move the antennas around. I'd really like for it to be all automatic, computer controlled. And I know you can put a computer interface on there so that you can do that. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, if you took the time to watch some or all this video, thank you very much, and hope you come back to the channel. Hopefully we'll have some interesting information here where you can find it enjoyable or informative. 7-3.